Here is your Ops Lens PSA. Disgruntled is coming. The question is, are you going to join in on all the fun? Disgruntled is going to be a hell of a ride. So if you're going to jump in, you better buckle up. We are going to talk to you about all kinds of situations that are going on in our communities and around this country that affect the veteran population. But not only the veteran population, but the civilian population. You see, the problem is that there is a gap between military and veterans and civilians in this country. Not necessarily everywhere, but there are a lot of things that happen in the lives of veterans around this country that we don't get to hear about. Fox News, MSNBC, CNN, your local stations, your radio, your XM stations, all of them tell you anything that pertains to veterans and military stuff that they're told to tell you. We're going to talk about things like, what does thank you for your service actually mean? If you are a person that makes it a point to thank every veteran and soldier, even police officers, firefighters, first responders, but if you are a person that thanks all these people, but you don't know why you thank them, this is the place for you to come and get an idea of why you do that. You see, I believe that for many people, thank you for your service is a programmed response. As we were working through the longest war in our country's history, it was everywhere. Thank the troops. Say thank you to a soldier or a veteran when you see one. Support the troops. Thank the troops. Support the troops. Great. And that's great. But do you really know why? Do you really know why you were saying thank you for your service? Do you really know why you appreciate that man or woman standing in front of you that at one point in their life walked into a recruiter's office, put the right hand up in the air, and swore an allegiance to this place, to this land, to this country, to you? And then had the fortitude to go ahead and write out a signed check for the cost of their life, if necessary. Men and women who took a knee and hugged their children and kissed them goodbye, not knowing if they were ever going to see them again. Those are the people that you're thanking. And the question is why? And so here on this show, we hope to be able to give you an idea of why, and then let you find out your why. And maybe you know already, and that's fantastic. But I believe that a lot of people don't. We're going to talk about things like, what does the flag really stand for? I recently saw a pretty long commercial for the Wounded Warrior Project. Now, the Wounded Warrior Project, in my opinion, does some pretty cool things for veterans and their families. Some people in their higher echelons of leadership are a little less than desirable, but you kind of get that. Kind of get those folks in these kind of organizations. But in this commercial, every veteran that they interviewed who takes part in their programming, and of course, they're the most severely wounded ones. You see images of burned soldiers, amputees, disfigurements, all kinds of issues from their service. But in all of these little short interview clips that they show in the commercial, you see an American flag in the background. And rightfully so. And it got me thinking, what does the flag really stand for? You know, you get a lot of people and you hear a lot of conversation that says that the flag stands for racism and the inability for us to support one another. Stands for hate. And so maybe that is true for some people. But I'm here to tell you that for the men and women that were in this commercial, for me, for people like Jason and many others that I know, the meaning of that flag is the complete opposite. And for them, for these people, these veterans in the commercial, the meaning of the flag was very real, and it still is. And although we can say that we fought and we sacrificed for the idea of that flag, and also for the idea that you hate it if you are one of those people, that's not enough. So we're going to talk about things like that. This is why we are here. Our government, for example, has been talking for years and years and years about the extraordinary lengths that they're going to make a difference in the lives of veterans. And what I will say is they have done some of that. I've had good experiences at the VA, but I can also say that they almost killed me by over-medicating me with liquid morphine when I had an operation. The frontline workers at VA facilities are usually amazing, but it's the slimy people up top, the ones that make the rules, the ones that make promises to further their own careers and line their pockets. These are the things that we're going to talk about on Disgruntled. We're also going to probably get into some pretty funny stories about our service. We're going to bring you people who have also served, who have their stories to tell. The cool thing about the Disgruntled podcast is that we're all just regular guys. We're all just regular guys that chose at one point to walk into a recruiting office, raise our hand, and swear an allegiance to this flag that people say that they hate. Because for us, the idea of the flag and what it stands for is very real. My feeling on it is, if you believe that this flag in this country stands for hate and oppression, then go somewhere else that doesn't. But while you're here taking advantage of the opportunities and the freedoms that you are afforded as an American citizen, don't stand up and talk about how you hate the flag and how you hate this country. If you hate it, why are you here? And so without getting down the road on a soapbox right now, what I'm going to tell you is we're coming. So come this Thursday at 7 p.m., make sure you tune in because we'll be here. The journey starts this week. We can't wait to see y'all here.